Okay, so coming back to our demo website, now let's finish the rest of the page. Now going to our demo website, we've already completed this section. Then I'll show you how to add in images. I'll also show you how to add in this really cool shape divider. We're also going to add in these blurbs, which is going to be pretty popular on most websites. And then I'll show you how to create this section here. After this, I think you'll have enough experience to venture off on your own and learn how to use Divi. So let's go back to our websites. Let's now create the next section. So down here, I'll click on the add new section, and then I'm going to select a 5-column row. Okay, I'll close that. And then here we have these little like, add module, and I'm just gonna add in some images. So add module, here I'll type in an image, there we go. And then for the image, I will select this one here. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and do that for the next 4. Okay, so I added in those images. Now here's a pro tip. If you notice here, it's really hard to look down at the bottom of the screen when you're building. If you click on the add a new section and just add a new section, it'll give you more breathing room. So now we can, sort of see what we're working with right here. Now, what I want to first do is I want to click on the row settings, and I can adjust the width of this. So for the design under layouts, we can go over here and I can adjust the width, or I'm sorry, sizing, right? Sizing. And if I want this to be something like 90%, then you'll see that the width increases a bit. Now, this is for those of you who want to make this really small. So if you want to actually remove the space above and below this, because maybe it's too much white space, you'll go to the section settings and then go to the spacing, and then you're just gonna add some padding. So here I'll just put 10 pixels and then 10 pixels. So that's if you want to achieve that look, but I'm not going to do that. So I just want to sort of demonstrate how to do that. So I'll just go ahead and refresh that. Now I want to implement the use of shape dividers. So over here under the section settings, I'll click on dividers and I'll click on bottom. And now I want to add in a divider to the bottom. So which one should we add here? I'm going to select this one. Okay. And then for the color, I'm going to select that blue color that we're working with. There we go. Looks good. And the height is a little too tall, so I'm just gonna sort of reduce it a little bit. All right, maybe a 75, okay. Now let's add the shape divider on the other side. So for this section, I'll click on the shape divider, and this time I'll click on top, divider style, and then we're going to pick that same exact style, which was this one here. And there it is. And all I gotta do is just click on the color, and then change the color to the same color, and voila, we now have that really clean, structured look. So let's keep going. Here, add new module. I'm gonna put text. Okay. And this time I'm just going to get rid of all this and I'll just enter in something. Now, obviously here you can see that we really can't see what we're working with. So I'm gonna add another section here so that we can sort of scroll down as we go. Okay, and then I'll align this to the center. So design, text, and then we have the centered. Where is it? There it is, text alignments in the center. And then I'm gonna style this a little bit. So I do wanna change the color. So for the text color, I'm gonna select this pink and I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. We're gonna give it maybe we're gonna give it some rem. Okay, so 1 rem. And I also wanna give this some space. So it's too close to the top up here. So over spacing, I'm gonna add some padding. So I'll put something like 100 pixels of padding. All right, and then I'll add in a heading text. So here, plus heading. And I'm just going to go ahead and center this as well. So the heading text, I also want this in the center. And then for the actual text, I'm gonna put data loss prevention. And then for the weight, let's make this ultra bold. There we go. It's crazy how just that simple little change made this look much better. Then I'll just make this text a little bit larger. So I'm gonna change this to 3 rem. Okay, there we go. And then let's add in some columns. So over here on our demo website, you're gonna see that we have 4 columns. So let me show you how I did this. Now keep in mind, this design is fully mobile responsive, and we will talk more about mobile responsiveness once we finish the actual page. So for example, if I go over and switch this to a small windowed mode, you're gonna see that it fully adapts to basically all screen sizes. So let's go back to the websites and let's go ahead and add those columns in. So here we go. I'll click on the add new row and then I will select 4 columns. Okay. And then for this one, we're gonna put in an image, right? An image. I will select one of those icons that I uploaded. There we go. Okay. The next is a heading. So here we go, a heading. And then this can be like, data security or something, right? Data security. Below that, I want to add in some text. So here we go, plus text. Just a little bit of text, there we go. And then lastly, I'll throw in a button. Now I want to actually style this a little bit. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that this button's in the center. So I'll go ahead and click on the button. And then for the alignments, I want this in the center. Now I want to go over here to the row settings and then click on contents, elements, and then I'll click on the first column, edit item. Now I want to add some padding to this because you can see it needs some breathing room, right? It's way too cramped. So for the design tab, under spacing, I'm going to put in 30 pixels of padding on each side. 30 pixels, 30 pixels, 30 pixels, and 30 pixels. Maybe that's too much. Maybe like 15. Let's try 15 here. There we go. All right. Yeah, 15 pixels. That looks much better. And for this title, I also want this to be center aligned. So for the design tab, heading text, centered. And then also this one here as well, we can also center align this as well. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is add a border around this specific column because it's kind of empty, right? Doesn't really, there's nothing around it. So if we take off X-ray mode, you're just going to see it's just like standalone. And I want to create like this structured column. So to do that, I'll go over here to row settings, content, elements, the first column. And then for the design, I will go over here to border. And there's a variety of border styles. Now here, I'm going to put maybe like, let's just do 3 pixels of padding. And then if you want to make it like circular, you can add a border radius. And this gives it that circular kind of style to it. Now notice here how this text has a lot of white space above and below it. I'll click on the actual heading text. And then we'll go over here to spacing. And I just want to make sure there is 0 padding on the top and the bottom. Now over here, you might have noticed how things are kind of far apart from each other and I might want them a little bit closer. And to do that, all I got to do is go over here to the content section and just make sure that column is selected. I'll then go to design, layouts, and then under the flexbox style, I can actually reduce the vertical gap here, right? Make it a little bit more, a little bit shorter. There we go. And since we're using the flexbox, it's fully optimized inside the column. So at this point, I think I like what I see here and I'm kind of lazy, so I don't want to have to redo all of this all over again because that's a lot of work, right? So what we can do is we can just duplicate the columns instead. Let's go over here to design. We'll go back to row, okay? And then here we have the column. Now I'm going to delete these ones and I'll just duplicate these ones. There we go. And then obviously all you got to do is just change the picture, change the title, and you pretty much made this section in about a few minutes. The next section is going to be this section here where we have this image on the left side, we have this text, and then we have this divider. And believe it or not, this is actually an icon list. Now remember, there is no right or wrong way on how to use elements. You can use them any which way you want. So let me show you how to recreate this section. So the first thing I want to do is delete this section and I want to select a 2-column row. All right, there we go. And I'm going to add a section below that just so that we can see what we're working with here. All right. And I'll click on this plus. On the left side, we will select an image and I will select an image of the robot. Here we go. And on the right side, since we've already created a lot of these elements, what we can do is we can just duplicate these and drag and drop. But tell you what, let's use the wireframe mode and get you used to this. So for the wireframe mode, here we go. I want to take this title up here and then I want to drag it down here. If you hold the scroll button, you can scroll while you're holding the actual elements. And then for this one as well, I will duplicate that module, hold the module settings, drag it down. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, it's still there. All right, here we tried it one more time. Here we go. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, now let's take a look at this. So I'll exit the wireframe view and there we go. Now over here, I will just simply type in a text module. Okay. And basically what I did here was I just hit a space and then I just put in more text. So I just, added in more text. I'll just copy this. Obviously this is just, demo text, but you guys get the point. And then below that we have a divider. So I'll click on new module, divider. Okay. Now I don't like the color of this. So we're going to change the color under design, line color, and we'll make this a very subtle gray. Very subtle gray. That's not really subtle gray. It says it's gray or black. I don't know. That's kind of black, but I'll just go ahead and leave that. And then below that, I'll click on the plus, and then we will select the, which one was it? Was it the icon list? The icon list, there we go. And then I will just delete those, there we go. And then obviously from here, we can just add in a bunch more text, right? And then I'll throw in an icon. So I'll put like a little light bulb, a bulb. There we go. Now notice here at the top how I want this to be closer here. Now there's a few ways on how to do this. And this is where margin may come into play. Now I'll go over here to design, and now we have spacing. Now what I can do for this specific element is I can add negative margin, which essentially will bring it closer to the other modules. So there we go. Now we have minus 35 pixels of margin. Now I want to be very transparent when using margin. Be very careful when using margin. On most devices, it doesn't really play well. So if you're using like a tablet device, let's go ahead and take a look here. It looks great here, but on some devices, it may come out really distorted. So just use margin very sparingly. Now the last thing I want to do is just go ahead and put this text to the left side. So the text, we're going to put this to the left. There we go. All right. And maybe we can even like design this or style it more. You know, maybe we can give this like a background color. So for section settings, for the contents, I'll give this a brief color, right? Just like a very subtle color. There we go. And beautiful. There we go. And lastly, what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure that this image is in the center. So to do that, I will click on the row settings, elements, and I want to select the first column. Okay. And then for the design, we'll go to layouts, and then I will justify the content in the center. Perfect. So now that looks really good. Now the very last section that we're gonna make is this section here. Now this is where things get a little kind of wacky, right? Where we have advanced options, where we can create animations, we can rotate images, and a whole lot more. So let's go ahead and dive into the more advanced options now. So going back to our websites, here I will go ahead and click on the plus. Well, first I want to make a new section. I really wish they gave us more like room to work with. Maybe I'm not using it right, but I'm pretty sure they don't really give us any room to work with down here. So I'll click on the plus, and I'm just going to select an image. Here we go. And for this image, I'm just going to select this. Let's go ahead and pick one here. I will then select this image here and click on upload an image. All right, there we go. Now, if you want to add in some background patterns, if you go to section settings, go to design, I think it's actually no background, I'm sorry. Background patterns, I added some background patterns just for fun, but obviously you know how to do this already. So I'm just going to skip this for now. So I'll just go ahead and delete that. And let's just focus on the actual animation. Now, the first thing I want to show you all is if you go to the design tab, you can go to animation, and you can actually give every single element on your website an animation, right? Pretty cool. But if you want to get even crazier, if you go to the transform, you can actually transform the image, right? So here you can see that we can rotate this. We can go ahead and rotate this in a circular motion, right? So essentially what you got here is like your own built-in Photoshop. You can even skew it like that. And you can go ahead and adjust it like this. So there's a lot of different ways on how you can use these controls to, you know, animate your images. One of the more common ones is probably just scaling it larger, right? So here we go. We can scale it a little bit larger. And then next we have the filters. So over here, filters, think of filters like your own built-in Photoshop. So here we can actually apply different types of filters. We can make it brighter, darker, contrast. We can also invert it. Sophia, whatever this is. And then I'll be very honest, guys, I never ever use these, to be honest, but there are people out there, you know, I know you guys, there's some people out there that use these features. I'm just going to put this back to the stock style because yeah, I think this is a little bit too crazy, but you know, it's nice to have those options. Now, in order to get the scroll effect for this image, you're going to go over here to advanced, click on scroll effects, and you can make this scroll. So I want to enable a vertical motion. So that means when I scroll up or down, you can see the image starts to move as well when I stop my mouse. See that? Pretty cool. You can also explore these other options like horizontal motion as well, where you see now it's like going like that. I'm kind of getting sick, but you get the point. Now, I personally don't use a lot of these transform effects, to be honest. They did a lot of work making this, but I just gotta be honest, like I've never really had a use for images rotating. There might be a lot of reasons. In fact, text might be better than an image, but these are just ways on how you can further customize your modules. Okay, so let's quickly go ahead and just give this a background image just so that we can see the actual image. So over here, I'll just make a quick background color. Okay, so we got this quick background color. Now over here, I'll click on the plus. Now, if this ever happens to you where things are overlapping because maybe you move something around, there's a few fixes. You can just always go to wireframe view. And then for the image, you can just add the module in here. So I'll click on the plus, type in button, okay. And then I'll go back to the website. Okay, so there we have the button. Now what I want to do next is I want to use some really advanced options here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the button. And what we'll do is I'm going to go over to the advanced section. Then I will scroll down and I'll click on position. And then for the position, I want this to be absolute. Now, absolute positioning basically puts this image anywhere. Now, be very careful when using absolute because if you're using it for a lot of your sections, you can make things look really tacky. Now, for this one, I want to put this in the center. So basically what's happening here is that we've actually put this button in the center of this actual section. So I can put it to the top right, over there, like that. And I like this because we can give this section a really unique style really quickly. And just make sure to link your button. So over here under content, I didn't really talk about it too much, but just make sure that you enter a permalink, right? Like, www.darrelwilson.com, okay? And then, yeah, after that, that's pretty much set. So what you can do here now is just close this. And if you scroll up or down, you're now going to see that button sort of shifts in place there in a really nice, unique style. Now, I realize there's a lot more to talk about with Divi, like conditions, interactions, attributes, and a lot of other options. And I'm going to save a lot of this for another tutorial because obviously, I think at this point, you guys have a basic understanding of how to use the Divi thing.